In the final years of the 1970s, Iran experienced a turning point that would alter the course of its modern history. The Iranian Revolution of 1979 brought down the monarchy and established a completely new political system. Along with these internal changes came a dramatic shift in foreign policy. Many of Iran's long-standing military and strategic ties with Western nations were weakened or severed entirely. The challenges facing the new government intensified only a year later. In September 1980, Iraq launched an invasion of Iran, beginning a war that would last 8 years and become one of the most destructive conflicts in the modern Middle East. The war placed enormous pressure on Iran's military and exposed a critical vulnerability. Most of Iran's advanced military equipment had been purchased before the revolution from foreign suppliers. Aircraft, tanks, radar systems, and missiles depended heavily on imported spare parts, technical expertise, and international support. As sanctions and restrictions increased, maintaining these systems became increasingly difficult. Faced with isolation and war, Iran reached a conclusion that would shape its future military strategy. If it could not reliably buy weapons, it would have to learn to build them. During the war years, Iran invested heavily in developing domestic defense capabilities. New military organizations expanded their responsibilities, and local engineers were tasked with maintaining and repairing equipment that many foreign experts believed could not operate without external support. One organization that emerged as a central force during this period was the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC. Originally established to protect the revolution, the IRGC gradually expanded its role into military planning, engineering, and defense development. As the conflict continued, Iran managed to acquire a limited number of ballistic missiles through third party channels. Among the most significant were Soviet designed Scud B missiles. Although these weapons were not produced in Iran, they became an invaluable source of technical knowledge. The importance of missiles became particularly evident during what became known as the War of the Cities. Both Iran and Iraq launched missile strikes against major urban centers, demonstrating that missiles could influence not only military operations, but also civilian morale and national strategy. Iranian engineers began carefully studying the imported systems. They examined their components, explored their design principles, and sought to understand every aspect of their operation. Their objective extended beyond battlefield use. They wanted to acquire the knowledge necessary to produce similar capabilities domestically. When the war ended in 1988, Iran emerged from the conflict with extensive experience in operating, maintaining, and supporting missile systems under difficult conditions. The following decade marked a transition from wartime survival to long term development. Throughout the 1990s, Iran expanded its defense industries and established more organized research programs. Various international reports suggest that technology exchanges and technical cooperation with countries such as North Korea and China contributed to the development of Iran's missile expertise, particularly in propulsion and missile design. Among the individuals most closely associated with this effort was Hassan Tehrani Moghadam, widely regarded as one of the founding architects of Iran's indigenous missile program. He played a major role in transforming early missile efforts into a structured national project. Under leaders like him, Iran gradually progressed from maintaining imported systems to modifying them, and eventually to designing increasingly independent missile platforms. One of the most notable outcomes was the Shahab missile series. Drawing inspiration from earlier missile technologies, these systems represented important steps toward greater range and improved performance. As technological capabilities expanded, newer generations of missiles appeared. The Fateh 110 introduced improvements in precision and operational flexibility. Later, the Sejal missile marked a significant technological advancement through the use of solid fuel propulsion, enabling faster launch readiness and reducing preparation time. Meanwhile, international pressure on Iran continued to increase. Beginning in the 2000s, sanctions imposed by the United States and several Western nations targeted financial institutions, defense procurement networks, and access to advanced technologies. While these measures aimed to restrict military development, They also encouraged greater emphasis on domestic production and research. With fewer opportunities to obtain foreign equipment, Iranian defense industries invested more heavily in local manufacturing, engineering, and technological self sufficiency. By the 2010s, Iran had developed a diverse missile force that included short range, medium range, and solid fuel ballistic missile systems. These capabilities became a central component of the country's defense doctrine and regional deterrence strategy. The development of Iran's missile program was not the result of a single breakthrough or a sudden technological leap. Rather, it emerged through decades of conflict, adaptation, experimentation, and institutional growth. Wars, sanctions, engineering efforts, military organizations, and influential individuals all contributed to its evolution. Yet, throughout this long process, one principle remained constant: the pursuit of strategic independence in an uncertain and often hostile geopolitical environment. Today, Iran's missile program stands as one of the most significant elements of its national defense strategy, shaped by historical experience, long term planning, and the lessons learned from decades of confrontation and isolation.